Let's be real for a second. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares about your struggles. Nobody is sitting around waiting to hand you the life you want. And you know what? That's the best news you'll ever hear, because that means you're in control. It's up to you. Too many people are stuck waiting for approval, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to show up and tell them they're good enough. But let me tell you something. Nobody cares. Nobody is sitting around thinking about your dreams, your struggles, or your excuses. The only person who truly cares about your success is you. And once you understand that, you unlock something powerful: control. Because if nobody else is responsible for your success, that means you are. You can either sit around complaining about how life isn't fair, how you didn't get the right opportunities, or how people don't support you, or you can take action. Because life doesn't reward complainers. It rewards those who put in the work, no matter the circumstances. The world doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you had a tough childhood. It doesn't care if you feel like quitting. The world only responds to results. And the only way to get results is through relentless, consistent action. Now, let's talk about hard work. People love to glorify talent. They love to look at successful people and say, oh, they were just born with it. But that's a lie. The truth is, hard work will always beat talent when talent refuses to work hard. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is an unshakable work ethic. You need to be the kind of person who outworks, outlasts, and outperforms everyone else, not because you have to, but because you refuse to settle for average. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't some magical ability. It's a mindset. Successful people don't waste time feeling sorry for themselves. They don't sit around wishing things were easier. They step up, they show up, and they do the work day in and day out. And when they fail, and they will fail, they don't use it as an excuse to quit. They learn from it, adjust, and keep moving forward. But here's the catch. Hard work isn't just about putting in the hours. It's about focused, intentional effort. You can work 12-hour days and still get nowhere if you're not working on the right things. It's not about being busy. It's about being productive. Ask yourself, are you spending your time on things that actually move you forward? Or are you just going through the motions, staying busy but making no real progress? Because the difference between success and mediocrity isn't how much you do, it's how effectively you do it. And let's get real. There are going to be days where you don't feel like working, days where you don't feel motivated, and that's when discipline kicks in. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who work hard when they feel like it. They're the ones who work hard regardless of how they feel, because success isn't built on emotions, it's built on habits. Think about the top athletes, the top entrepreneurs, the top performers in any field. Do you think they wake up every single day feeling fired up, ready to go? Number. But they show up anyway. They put in the reps, they do the work, and that's why they win. That's why they rise to the top while everyone else makes excuses. So if you're sitting there waiting for motivation, stop. Motivation is a myth. It comes and goes. But if you train yourself to show up and work, even when you don't feel like it, you become unstoppable. You separate yourself from the 99% who let their feelings dictate their actions. Here's what you need to remember. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dreams. You have to take responsibility for your life. You have to decide that your goals, your vision, your future are worth more than your excuses. And the moment you do that, everything changes. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop caring about what other people think. You stop making excuses and start making progress. And when you do that, when you commit to the process, when you show up every single day and put in the work, you will succeed. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually your effort will pay off. Because here's the truth. The world rewards those who refuse to quit. The world respects those who grind in silence, who put in the hours when no one is watching, who do the hard things when everyone else is looking for the easy way out. So if you want success, if you want to change your life, stop waiting. Stop complaining. Stop hoping someone will do it for you. Nobody cares about your excuses, but the world will respect your results. Work hard, focus, and take what's yours. Too many people waste their lives seeking validation. They want approval. They want someone to notice them, to tell them they're doing a good job, to reassure them that they're on the right path. But here's the truth. Nobody cares. Nobody is sitting around thinking about you, wondering how they can make your life easier. And the moment you stop expecting that, the moment you stop needing other people's validation, You take back your power. Because when you stop looking outside for approval, you can finally start looking inside for direction. Success doesn't come from waiting for permission. It doesn't come from hoping someone will believe in you. It comes from believing in yourself so fiercely that no rejection, no setback, no doubt can shake you. Too many people hesitate because they're afraid of what others will think. They don't take risks because they don't want to fail in front of an audience. But the people who succeed in life are the ones who move forward despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the opinions of others. Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is the one you have about yourself. The problem is, most people are too distracted to focus on their own growth. They're too busy comparing themselves to others, scrolling through social media, worrying about what everyone else is doing. They measure their progress based on someone else's timeline. They let insecurity creep in, telling themselves they're falling behind. But the truth is, the only person you need to beat is the person you were yesterday. Your journey is your own, and the only way to win is to stop looking sideways and start looking forward. Hard work is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter what disadvantages you have. If you show up and put in the work, day in and day out, you will rise. But most people aren't willing to do that. They want success, but they don't want to pay the price. They love the idea of winning, but they hate the idea of grinding when no one is watching. That's why so few people truly make it. Because success isn't built on dreams. It's built on discipline. You can't rely on motivation. Motivation is temporary. It fades. It comes and goes. But discipline, that's what separates the winners from the quitters. It's easy to work hard when you feel inspired. It's easy to show up when things are going well. But what do you do on the days when you're tired? What do you do when no one is cheering you on? That's when the real test happens. That's when you find out if you actually want it or if you just like the idea of it. Most people will never push past that point. They will quit when it gets tough. They will come up with excuses, tell themselves they tried their best and settle for mediocrity. But the ones who succeed, they keep going. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They put in the work, not because they're in the mood, but because they made a commitment to themselves. The world doesn't reward excuses, it rewards results. No one is going to give you a gold medal for almost trying. No one is going to celebrate the goals you talked about but never acted on. The only thing that matters is what you do. Every single day, you have a choice. You can make excuses or you can make progress. But you can't do both. If you want to change your life, stop looking for permission. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop worrying about what other people think. The only way to get where you want to go is to put your head down and work. Tune out the noise. Ignore the distractions. Forget about the people who doubt you. Just focus. Work harder than everyone else. Stay consistent. And one day, those same people who doubted you will be asking how you did it. But by then, it won't matter. Because you won't need their approval. You won't need their validation. You'll have built something real, something no one can take away from you. And that is the ultimate power. Nobody cares. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. Nobody cares about your struggles, your doubts, or your fears. And that's a good thing, because the moment you stop expecting people to care, you take full responsibility for your life. Too many people waste time waiting for approval, waiting for support, waiting for someone to tell them they're on the right path. But no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. The only way to get it is to show up, put in the work, and take it for yourself. The biggest mistake people make is seeking validation. They post their goals online, hoping for likes. They tell people about their dreams, hoping someone will believe in them. But external validation means nothing if you don't believe in yourself. Confidence doesn't come from other people cheering you on. It comes from proving to yourself through action that you are capable. But here's where most people get stuck. They confuse activity with progress. They think being busy means they're getting somewhere. They spend hours consuming content, talking about their goals, planning every little detail, yet they never take real action. And then they wonder why nothing changes. Success isn't about doing more. It's about doing what actually matters. It's about focusing on the things that move you forward, not just the things that make you feel productive. Stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Cut out the distractions, the mindless scrolling, the endless excuses. Lock in and execute. Hard work beats everything. It beats talent, luck, and connections. The people at the top aren't always the smartest. They aren't always the most gifted. but they outwork everyone else. They show up when others quit. They push through when others complain. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They just start. And that's why they win. Because while everyone else is looking for shortcuts, they're putting in the hours. But here's the truth about hard work. It's not supposed to feel good all the time. That's where people get it wrong. They think if they're struggling, if they're exhausted, if they don't feel motivated, something is wrong. That's exactly how it's supposed to feel. Success is uncomfortable. Growth is painful. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. The people who succeed aren't the ones who feel like working every day. They're the ones who work anyway. And that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. Most people stop when it gets hard. They hit resistance and they take it as a sign to quit. But winners, they see resistance as proof that they're on the right track. They embrace the struggle. They use setbacks as fuel because they understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to get stronger. Every failure is a lesson. Every moment of discomfort is a step closer to success. None of that matters if you're constantly looking around, comparing yourself to others. That's another trap that keeps people stuck. They see someone else winning, and instead of getting inspired, they get discouraged. They tell themselves they're behind, that they're not good enough, that they'll never catch up. But the truth is, the only person you need to beat is who you were yesterday. Other people's success has nothing to do with you. Focus on your own path. Measure yourself against your own progress. Keep getting better, keep improving, and eventually you'll look back and realize you're miles ahead of where you started. At the end of the day, nobody owes you anything. Life doesn't care about how hard you've tried. The world doesn't reward effort, it rewards results. And results come from action, not talking, not wishing, not hoping. Action. If you want something, go get it. If you have a goal, work for it. And if you fail, good. Get back up and try again. The truth is, most people will never do this. Most people will choose comfort over growth. Most people will settle, but you don't have to. You can decide right now that you're done with excuses, that you're done waiting, that from this moment forward, you will show up, work harder than ever, and take full control of your future. Because in the end, nobody cares about the excuses, but the world will respect the results. Nobody cares. That's not meant to discourage you. It's meant to set you free. Nobody cares about your excuses, your struggles, or your dreams. And that's the best thing you can realize because it means you don't need anyone's permission to succeed. Too many people waste their lives waiting for approval, waiting for the right time, waiting for someone to believe in them. But the truth is, nobody is coming to save you. The only person responsible for your success is you. And the moment you take full ownership of your life, everything changes. People get stuck because they want validation. They want someone to tell them they're doing a good job. They want reassurance that they're on the right path. But external validation is worthless if you don't believe in yourself. Confidence doesn't come from other people's opinions. It comes from action. From proving to yourself that you can show up, put in the work, and push through resistance. Every time you take action, despite fear, despite doubt, despite discomfort, you build real confidence, the kind that doesn't rely on applause, the kind that stays strong even when nobody is. Where most people fail, they mistake motion for progress. They stay busy but never move forward. They plan, they prepare, they consume information, but they don't execute. They get stuck in a cycle of overthinking, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Success doesn't come from thinking about what to do. It comes from actually doing it. It comes from making mistakes, adjusting, and trying again. Stop waiting. Stop overanalyzing. Stop wasting time on things that don't push you forward. Do the work. Make the mistakes. Learn. Adjust. Repeat. Hard work is the great equalizer. It beats talent. It beats luck. It beats circumstances. The people at the top didn't get there because they had it easy. They got there because they outworked everyone else. While others made excuses, they put in the hours. While others looked for shortcuts, they embraced the grind. They didn't rely on motivation. They built discipline. And that's the key. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. If you only work when you feel like it, you'll never win. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. The ability to show up every single day, whether you're tired, whether you're frustrated, whether you feel like it or not. That's what builds success. The truth is, most people can't handle discomfort. They want success, but they don't want to struggle for it. The moment things get hard, they start looking for an easier way. They convince themselves they're not ready, that it's not the right time, that maybe they're just not meant for it. But the reality is, success isn't supposed to be easy. Growth is uncomfortable. Struggle is part of the process. The people who win aren't the ones who avoid hardship. They're the ones who push through it. They don't see obstacles as reasons to quit. They see them as opportunities to get stronger. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is fuel. Every moment of discomfort is proof that they're on the right track. And this is where most people get trapped. They spend their time comparing themselves to others. They see someone else winning, and instead of getting inspired, they get discouraged. They start feeling like they're behind, like they're not good enough, like they'll never catch up. But comparison is a distraction. Other people's success has nothing to do with you. The only competition that matters is the one with yourself. Focus on being better than you were yesterday. Improve a little bit every day. Build momentum. The only timeline that matters is your own. At the end of the day, life doesn't reward effort. It rewards results. It doesn't matter how hard you try if you don't follow through. The world doesn't care about potential. It cares about execution. You can have all the talent, all the ideas, all the ambition in the world, but if you don't take action, none of it matters. If you want something, go get it. If you fail, get back up and try again. Nobody is stopping you except you. Most people will never do this. Most people will settle. Most people will choose comfort over growth, but you don't have to. You can decide right now that you are done waiting, that you are done making excuses, that from this moment forward, you will take full control of your future. You will show up, you will put in the work, you will stay focused, and you will win. Because in the end, nobody cares about the excuses, but the world will respect the results. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one thing: ownership. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. Nobody is going to push you to succeed, and nobody is going to care about your excuses. The only person who can change your life is you. And that's the most powerful truth you can embrace. Because the moment you stop waiting, the moment you stop looking for validation, the moment you stop blaming circumstances, you take back control. Success isn't reserved for the lucky. It isn't given to the most talented. It belongs to those who are willing to show up, do the work, and refuse to quit. It belongs to those who stay focused, who push through discomfort, who ignore distractions, and who keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets. There will be challenges, there will be failures, there will be days when you feel like giving up. But those moments don't define you. Your response does. Winners don't stop when they're tired. They don't stop when it gets hard. They stop when they've won. And if you want to win, you have to be willing to push past everything standing in your way. So stop waiting for the right moment. Stop hoping someone will believe in you. Stop searching for motivation. Just start. Do the work. Stay consistent. Keep improving. And one day, the same people who doubted you, the same people who ignored you, will be asking how you did it. But by then, you won't care, because you'll know the truth. You didn't do it for them. You did it for you. Nobody cares about the excuses, but the world will respect the results. So go get them. Thank you.